And the union worked with us this current fiscal year to roll that back. So what we did was, it used to be from time of hire to top pay 7 years. That's been extended to 13 years, and the steps per year have been dropped from 5% to 2.5%. So there was a decrease there as well. And Central Yavapai board, if Chairman Rutherford was here, I'm sure he would mention this, made the statement then, and Director Page, Director Packard were there, that, you know, in the future when financial times are better, they would like to see some adjustment in that. And we very much, again, appreciate the union recognizing and understanding. The other part of this is wage compression has come up. For many years, Central Yavapai was in wage freezes, and that created compression. And a firefighter that was hired and in wage freezes for 5 years is making the same money as somebody that was hired 5 years after them. Now that Chino's employees are coming into Central Arizona Fire and Medical Authority, their wages are unfrozen, and that means there is some compression there as well. We just don't have the funding to fix any of that. And some of it will never be made 100% right, but should financial times improve in the future, that would probably be one of the third fiscal areas that I know they've wanted to visit. That one's going to be tough, but we'll just have to see what the future brings. So we are in communication, and you know, again, I commend the union for their willingness to sit down and partner with us and really take a look at the numbers. You know, I appreciate their approach in that they go through everything first, and they look at it from the perspective of, if this was my checkbook, what would I do? So, Jared, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also want you to take back our thanks, because you're the third component. I mean, the boards have worked together tremendously, unprecedented. We've got a fantastic administrative staff, but then you guys came to the table and also, and it's a three-stranded cord, and I think it's very strong moving forward. So you guys are very intricate to it, and I appreciate all of your cooperation and the sacrifices you've made along the way. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And so now we'll move on without any question to call to the public. Those wishing to address the Central Arizona Fire and Medical Authority need not request permission in advance. The board is not permitted to discuss or take action on any item raised in the call to the public due to restrictions of the open meeting law. However, individual board members may be permitted to respond to criticism directed to them. Otherwise, the board may direct the staff to review the matter, or the matter may be placed on a future agenda. With that, do we have anyone who wishes to address us? Okay, well, then we will move on to new business. And the first thing up I see is to approve the board meeting minutes from February 16th of 2016. Does anyone have any comments regarding those meeting minutes? Do I have a motion?
Motion. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Director Page, and do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Director Dobbs. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, so passed. That was an aye, by the way, for me too. I just realized I didn't speak up. Okay, next is the update and discussion regarding the Joint Powers Authority, property and personnel.
Madam Chair, members of the board, we continue to push forward. I will give you an update on some areas that myself, Chief Bliss, and Chief Polachek have been working on. The administrative side I will turn over to Chief Tharp, because he's engaged in that area. From a strategic planning component, we have the third meeting of the Strategic Planning Committee tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the training facility. Tomorrow we will be discussing current goals as they relate to the final SWOC analysis that's been completed. So that will be tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll come up with some solid goals as we move forward based on what we decided were our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenges in the future. I continue to work on the deeds. I need to get just a couple more properties together. We found all the deeds to Chino Properties, and we'll take those up to Pioneer Title. That's who we're working with to transfer all real properties to the fire authority. We're still way in advance, so if I get them to her in the next week, I'm still 3-4 months out before she really needs them. So, but this gives us an opportunity if she runs into any hitches anywhere, speed bumps, we can certainly take care of those in advance. From a uniform perspective, helmets, signage on buildings, uniforms are coming in. They're slowly changing over. You're starting to see more of the Central Arizona Fire and Medical Authority uniforms out. You're seeing more of the logos on the side of the trucks change, side of the vehicles. Tom Muniz, he has finalized paperwork with a sign company to start replacing signs at the buildings. This is going to be a process over a period of time, so they won't all be done by July 1. But we're able to divide the costs up that way too, so we're not incurring those all in 1 year. I know that we are planning for standardizing mobile radios. We have a plan for next fiscal year to update a significant number of them, and then make another purchase later because those mobile radios are way more expensive than one would think. So we're working on all of those plans. Operationally, Chief Polachek pretty well has stuff in hand. It's, I think for him, after July 1, the work is really going to begin because that's officially when the cultures have to integrate, and there's going to be more movement between Battalion 3 and Battalion 6. Station 57 will officially become part of Battalion 6 and be overseen by the battalion chief that's out there. Fortunately, we already have some battalion chiefs that are trading places, so they're taking time in each other's areas to get to know the people, get to know the area, which I think is really good. We've had a very good working relationship. A lot of it right now really comes down to administration. So unfortunately, Chief Tharp and his staff are shouldering a majority of the workload today, especially with letters that have to go out to IGAs, to anyone we have IGAs with, to vendors, county accounts, bank accounts, you name it. So, Chief Tharp, with that, I'm going to let you give an update on where that stands.
So, let's see. Let's start from the beginning. We have currently, we just received confirmation that we have actually bank accounts with the county now for the CAFMA organization. We have those established. I did meet with the county treasurer and his staff and was able to get that established. We also have and are moving forward with the PSPRS establishment for CAFMA, ASRS as well. We also have communication, and I have established a Chase account, payroll accounts. We're working on credit card accounts as well as payroll pass-through accounts with Chase for CAFMA. We're trying to get all of this stuff all established and ready to go. We're also in the process of creating the company, if you will, in our accounting software for CAFMA as well. We already have the general ledger up and available. We're working now on the accounts payable as well as the payroll modules as well. We've already sent out letters to the all the intergovernmental agreements through the state, counties, other organizations that we do business with, and we're populating and almost have the list completed for all of our vendors. The vendors list is pretty extensive. It's about what I've read so far, about 300 or 280 vendors that we're going to have to send a letter out to. I'm hoping that a lot of them will come back and say, hey, listen, we're okay with the current contract that we have with Central Yavapai or with Chino Valley, and we'll just abide by that. But I am assured that there will be many that will come back as well that say that they want brand new contracts. So we will have to facilitate all those, which basically means also from a board standpoint of the CAFMA board, we are going to be inundating you with lots of procedural documents that we need to get executed as quickly as possible prior to July 1st. So In amongst all of that as well, our staff is also working on trying to address all of the payroll issues. I know at the end of this month they're looking to send out an email to all personnel to have them preemptively start signing up for their A4, W4, all their payroll withholdings, all of the union dues,